Ram, ram, ram. All anyone ever wants for Christmas these days is ram. Christmas is here, it's true, but to be honest with you, I'm feeling a little Grinchy this year. And not Walmart Goggins Grinch.
Hero?
I'm talking about the real nasty Grinch. The one who's sitting there with his feet up on the table, picking his yellow teeth with rotted out pigeon bones. So here they are, the Delayed Input Worst Stuff Awards 2025. Worst video I made last year to watch this year. Marvel Rivals might be small time. Yeah. Woof. Now, while there are some prescient observations throughout, it doesn't mean much for the brand of the Hulk. But it's cool to at least observe the rise of Luna Snow. It looks so dumb that I basically made a whole video downplaying NetEase and preparing people for that game to flop. It didn't. Though really, who among us could have predicted that a Marvel game's marketing would go in this direction? I just saw this on Reddit earlier today. How's anyone supposed to keep scrolling through video game news headlines when that pops up? Worst Nintendo Direct transition.
Survive the future. Salvage the past.
Worst console to lose the console wars to. Nex Playground. Apparently the Nex Playground launched 2 years ago, but I didn't become aware of it until recently. Matt Piscatella of Circana was pointing out that it was number 3 in units sold in the US, behind the PlayStation 5 and Switch 2 in November. And then they were advertising it during the Game Awards. So if you're curious, Nex Playground is this thing. Yeah, you can pretty much get what this is immediately. And notably, it costs only $249 US. Old school. The weird thing about Nex Playground is how you buy games for it. Firstly, there is a 5-game starter pack. It's got Fruit Ninja, so you're set for, 15 minutes right there. But if you want more games, you can't buy them individually. You have to subscribe to Play Pass, which is $49 for 3 months or $89 for a year. I really love that proposition because they've really only given you one option, but you're going to feel so smart for doing the math and thinking, hold on a minute. I'm robbing these guys paying them $89 a year. And heck, with consistent content updates, it's almost like getting a whole new game system every month. Almost. We're looking at, from basically out of nowhere, this company named Nex, which is doing Connect and doing Game Pass, and somehow making money as well. Now, my theory is that it's because the games that you get with this subscription don't look like this. They look like this. It's simple economics. Worst friend slop game. Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Second worst Nintendo Direct transition.
Ready for some killer fun in the sun?
Worst moment for an industry icon award. Phil Spencer, Grand Game Awards. Now this was initially shared with me as a sort of a laugh. A sort of nudge, get a load of this, because obviously you're thinking, this year? Phil Spencer this year? The year they canceled Perfect Dark and nearly shut down Turn 10 Studios? The year that the Xbox console sales are hitting presumably record lows, and they raised Game Pass price by too much, and mass layoffs to make room for AI investments? Microsoft directly supporting the Israeli military this year for Phil Spencer? But to be honest with you, I hadn't heard of the Grand Game Awards before. Turns out they celebrate the best achievements in the gaming industry across the MENA region and beyond. It's just their 3rd year doing this. It is a relatively young production. One thing I like a lot about what they do is they've got a catchphrase.
An event brought to you proudly from Algeria to the world.
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 From Algeria to the world we rise.
Every year the awards have a godfather, just someone who helps to steer and advance the core mission of the Grand Game Awards. This year's godfather is Peter Moore. Microsoft vice president. And I know you might be thinking, hold on a second, Peter Moore hasn't worked for Microsoft since 2007. That's true. But here we go. In the actual show, he is credited as ex-vice president of Microsoft's Interactive Entertainment. If you're confused by that phrasing, I'm going to posit a guess here that maybe the video editor just copied this part of his Wikipedia article and then ran out of room. And frankly, it's kind of fair because Godfather Peter Moore reading a script still gets the name of the awards wrong.
I'm honored to be a guest at the Grand Games Awards, an event brought to you from Algeria to the world.
So what's kind of funny about there being this new Industry Icon Award this year is that there's also an Industry Legend Award, which this year went, of course, to Shuhei Yoshida. Why shouldn't it?
Be creative, be original, and express yourself. Thank you.
And then so what's wild about setting up the Industry Icon Award is that none of it's explained. They don't explain what the award means, or why Phil Spencer deserves it, or who Phil Spencer is. It's just, here's Phil Spencer. And to his credit, he did understand the first assignment.
It's truly special to join you as you broadcast from Algeria to the world.
The acceptance speech itself is gracious. There's not a lot of I, it's a lot more of us and we. I guess what's strange about it is that he did not take the opportunity to reflect on his whole career. No, Phil Spencer basically just talks here as he would in any other Xbox showcase.
At Xbox, our mission is simple: to bring the joy and community of gaming to more players, however and wherever they want to play.
That's an industry icon. Third worst Nintendo Direct transition.
The realest Madden ever, built from Sundays.
Worst but... Now it pains me to do this. Digimon Story Time Stranger. Alright, what's going on here? It's like the 3D modeler and the animator had two completely different ideas of how the butt should work. Hey man, I didn't think you were going to do that with the butt. Do you get how butts work? Do you get how legs work? I have to make this person walk. So sometimes, yeah, butts are going to stretch in weird ways. Wrong. Hey, it's me, narrative lead. They're digital monsters, not people. So there's no rules on the butts. All right, and just to be nice, because it is Christmas, let's do one positive award. Best Nintendo Direct Transition.
Back to you, Miyamoto-san!
I'm back. That's great.
Happy birthday, Super Mario. And that's Delayed Input. I'll be back next week. Until then, thanks for watching. So another part of 2025 that I wanted to touch upon is that the Switch 2 launched this year as the fastest selling console of all time. And at the same time, I don't know if there's ever been more articles in a given year that are ready to declare that the console wars are over. It seems like you either believe the console wars are over and nobody won, or the console wars are over and everyone won, but especially PC. So I'm wondering now, in the future, how will we look back at the Switch 2's launch year? Because it's kind of nuts within the first 6 months that they did launch Mario Kart World and Metroid Prime 4 and Kirby Air Riders and freaking Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I'm wondering, right, is the hindsight going to be, is Nintendo truly just in their own portable, family-friendly lane? Hades 2 still doesn't have a release date for PlayStation or Xbox. That's a GOTY contender console exclusive. It seems like a big deal. Resident Evil Requiem and Pragmata, those are going to be Switch 2 games, potentially luring customers away from their PS5s or their Steam Decks. It seems to me Nintendo is competing and nobody takes them that seriously for it. Nice amiibo. Good luck with that. 2025 is also the year that GTA 6 was supposed to come out, but didn't. And I wonder if that cooled the console wars a little bit. Like there's a big temporary armistice with everyone. But I wonder if when that game finally does come out next year and there isn't, a comparably cool game on PC, the one who especially won the console wars, I wonder if things will get a bit testy out there. I mean, what if Half-Life 3 is actually good? I'm saying maybe we just got lucky with 2025. That we could all kind of collectively stand and clap and be happy for Expedition 33. No drama, because 2026 is looking to potentially be an absolute fanboy bloodbath. If you for 1 second thought the console wars were over,
Time to get back to your roots.